Hello and welcome. It's time to start a new series for Kenshi. So we're going to be playing lightly modded. There's going to be a few changes, but it's going to be fairly vanilla. This is going to be somewhat of a guide, but also hopefully just having fun and telling a bit of a story to Kenshi. We're going to start as Wanderer because that's what most people are going to do for the first playthrough. The only thing I recommend doing here is turn on easy prospecting. I'm going to turn up the number of nests as well, but it does make the world more dangerous. So if you're brand new, I don't recommend this. But if you want some danger and more loot, then definitely do that. All right. Right away, you have a very important choice to make, which is your race and your sub-race. So I'll go over generally where I'd rank the races and their strengths and weaknesses. So we'll start with Human Scorchlander first. I would say they're probably A, possibly S tier even. Depending on whether you're building a outpost or not, because they have really good smithing. Having high athletics is very important, which puts them up. So generally, a Scorchlander is going to be good with dexterity-based weapons, or in martial arts, they'll be all right. Although they have negative to strength, which doesn't help the damage output. But they have a bonus to the dodging, their dex and athletics, which makes them a really good fighter. And they have armor and weaponsmithing, which makes them a really good crafter for your outpost if you ever build one. The Greenland is like your basic ass bitch. I would rate them probably B tier. They're not the best. They don't have good bonuses to anything. They don't have good hit points, but they can do everything okay. I'd say they're the best all-arounder, but in a game like Kenshi, you're going to want to be specialized. But Skeletons, I would say, are probably S tier as well. You don't need food. Your hit points are high. The biggest thing that's going to hold you back is when you take damage as a skeleton, you have to use either very expensive robotic kits or to go to a skeleton bed, which is also usually very expensive. But you don't have to worry about weather effects like acid rain at all, or acid at all. Then you have your typical hiver. These guys are a bit up in the air, because while they do have good toughness and dexterity, their hit points actually aren't 125, that's just for the head. Everything else is only 75, I believe, which really holds them back. Your limbs are going to get chopped off quickly. You're going to have to replace those. If you get hit in your chest or stomach, you could easily go down pretty quick. And chest and stomach are some of the places that are going to get hit the most often. So you got to be real careful with these guys in a fight. And outside of fighting, they're not particularly good at anything other than farming and laboring. And then you got your big boy Sheks. These guys actually do have 125 HP for all of their limbs, which means they're going to be extremely kinky, especially with a bonus to toughness. And they have a bonus to attack, meaning they'll be pretty good fighters. But to trade off, they have a minus to dexterity and athletics, which does hold them back a lot in terms of combat feasibility. If you get into a fight that you need to run away from, these guys aren't going to be able to run away from it. And dexterity determines how fast you attack or block, so these guys aren't particularly good at fighting in big groups or against a lot of enemies. But they can definitely tank a lot. What they lack in dexterity, toughness does kind of make up for it. I'd probably rate them low A tier. They're not bad, but not the best either. So we're going to be playing as a Greenlander. Basic, not too strong of a race, but the upsides of Greenlander is you can travel just about anywhere without being attacked on sight. If you do choose Shek or Scorchlander or Skellington, one of the downsides is there's a big nation called the Holy Nation right in the middle of the map where it'll be more dangerous to travel through as one of those guys because you will get attacked on sight. I think we're done building our characters, so let's get into the fun. You start off in a little fun town called the Hub, which, as you can see, is mostly deserted. You have very little tuning, enough to buy a meal or two at the bar. Here, why don't we go check, actually? But let's go see what they have for sale. So to give a rough estimate of how much 1,000 cats is worth, that's like 5 meat wraps, and a meat wrap will last you an entire day. So you have 5 days worth of food, more or less, at the start of your run. You start off with very basic stats. Looks like we rolled basically all ones, which is okay, I guess. And you start off with a basic weapon. Honestly, not the best, but at least it's a decent quality. First, we're going to do something a little out of character for me. Look, we start out poor, but there's always a lone shack with nobody in it within this area, which you can steal bread from. And you can steal leather and whatever else you want to sell. And the bar doesn't care whether you've stolen it or not. So it's a quick way to make a little bit more money. But this isn't exactly how I want to play, so I'll just show you exactly like what you can expect to find in here. Grog sells for a ton. That's one thing to always look out for is Any alcohol, any trade goods usually sell for a fair bit. I also recommend taking the small emperor statue. It's worth more than you'd think. And obviously that's some beer, so we take that for sure. Beer always sells for a good amount. At least at the start. Rice wheat doesn't sell for that much, but it's better than nothing. So we get a little bit of food, a little bit of grog, all for basically free. And no one's going to complain because it's more or less abandoned. It's a safe way to make quick money early. All right, let's see how much we make exactly. Now we have triple the amount of money we started with. And a little bit of food as well. So other than that, there's a few more strategies you want to look into. These guys are great early on for getting your basic stats up. But first, you have to befriend them, which can be a costly endeavor to say the least. You have to go talk to the boss, which I believe is this guy. Yeah, the thief boss. Hello, I'm looking for a place to stay as well as somewhere to train.
We have the ability to provide both of those, though beds aren't available in our buildings.
Do I have to prove myself then? Is there some sort of ritual?
No, there is just a fee. 10,000 cats.
10,000 cats, right? Well, I don't have that.
Yeah, can say I didn't expect it. Now shoo.
We have the ability to provide both of those. It's very silly. I like it. So right off the bat, before you even decide what stats you want to train, you're going to have to decide what weapons you want to use. You can get away with using just about any weapon and you'll be alright. Heavy weapons are really good for very strong characters. I'd say pole arms are really good for either or more dex characters than strength characters though. And katanas are like the one weapon where if you have a super high dex, they can be super good, but otherwise I'd avoid them generally. They're good for training up your dex, but they have a lot of penalties to them that don't make them as good as other weapon tiers, other weapon classes. And sabers are all around, usually like one of the best weapons you can get. Clubs and blunt weapons in general, not that great. Heavy weapons are just like better blunt weapons, more or less. They're good for sidearms and backup weapons. As you can see, it has a negative attribute to its damage versus animals, and a lot of blunt weapons tend to have that, and animals are very dangerous in Kenshi. So we have a blunt weapon, which does change things. Our character's not particularly strong. Let's figure out whether or not they can swing this weapon at full speed. To do that, we'll take the blunt damage of the weapon and we'll multiply it by 40. So to wield this weapon at top speed, we need to have a 38 strength, which obviously is not good. The penalty for not having enough strength to wield your weapon is up to 47% slower. So that means we're basically swinging at half speed, because I'm sure we're at the maximum penalty for that. There's one other weapon class I didn't talk about yet, which is martial arts. So martial arts is kind of tricky. It requires the use of basically all your stats, other than perception. But you need a high toughness in order to not hurt your hands when like punching metal and whatnot, as you will be doing with martial arts a lot. Assuming you're attacking skeletons or people with armor, it could be a bunch of different reasons. You need a high strength because that determines your damage. You need a high dexterity because that determines how fast you attack. And you're going to have a good dodge ability as well, because that's the only way you can not get hit. So I think for the purposes of this tutorial kind of series, I'm going to go for martial arts. That way I have to learn a little bit of each one of those attributes. So firstly, if you're playing with my mod pack, one of the changes I have is when you do mining, rather than only upgrading your laboring, it also upgrades your strength, or rather it upgrades your strength. Makes more sense to me at least, but you don't have to do it that way. I'm going to do it a little bit here to make me some money, as well as get my strength up a little bit before I get started. And I'll show you a few other methods that don't involve using my mod pack as well. Now, while you are mining, it's important to stay aware of your surroundings. So these hungry bandits, if they come find us, they'll knock us out and take our bread. So let's take what we've got and let's head back up to the hub before we get into too much danger. Looks like they're not coming after us, so that's perfect. And since we don't really need our weapon, I'm going to sell it for a little extra money. It would be nice if we could get enough money to go down to Squin and afford to buy a backpack. Backpacks will be super nice for training strength as well as a few other things. Alright, so I was not paying enough attention. It's just about time for me to call it. and it seems some of these bad boys have caught up to us. So one of the first major breaking points for your speed is getting above 16 miles per hour, as a lot of the enemies in this area are going to run that fast. Unfortunately for us, we're not that quick yet. So we're just going to have to run to the gates and hope for the best. There are a few cheesy strats you can do to dodge attacks, including pressing R a lot. If you do that, it'll make them attack you, and then you can run. Like so. Alright, now that we're in the gates, this is actually a decent way to train up at first. Oof, but we don't want to take too much damage because we don't have a first aid kit. And those can be expensive. So let's bring them to the gate guards over here so they can help us. Okay. What are we taking to the shinobi thieves? The guards are, as you might be able to tell, a little lacking in this area. Oof. It's not paying enough attention. Alright, looks like the shinobi thieves in fact do not help out. The nice thing about this, though, is that we're in a fairly safe place, and the hungry bandits, they tend to use blunt weapons. So you're not likely to lose any limbs. This will just help make you a better warrior. The bad thing about hungry bandits is they usually don't have much good stuff to sell. But after like a whole day of mining, more or less, we made probably about 1,500 cats, which really isn't much. But we got our strength up to 16, which is not bad. If you're just playing vanilla without the mod pack, I don't recommend earning your money through mining unless you don't want to do anything too dangerous for a while. One decent strat, maybe you just mine in AFK for the first week, get the 10,000 cats for this, and then train up, but not my preferred way to play. So we desperately need a medikit now. Let's buy a few of these. And let's make them a medic. If you shift left click on this, it'll automatically make them medic themselves every time they're hurt. Which is for sure what we want. And you heal a lot faster on beds. You can just click on the bed to see how much it'll cost you. At the hub, they're going to be pretty cheap at 50 cats. So let's just go up there and rest up. Alright, let's get ready for our next leg of the journey to get our strength up. Let's buy a little bit of food, and let's get our running speed above 16 for, well, hopefully obvious reasons now. To do that, I like to just run around the hub for a little while. You're safe enough in here. Obviously not perfectly safe, but safe enough usually to get your run speed up. Oh, we'll take a rack shift too. Why not? A little bit better armor. Easy peasy. But we have enough money. We don't have to worry about food. So this is definitely worthwhile. Alright, that didn't take too long. And our character looks way better now as well. So now that they have some real clothes. They still look like they're homeless, of course, but, you know, that's pretty normal in Kenshi. Let's go sell the rest of their weapons and see how much cats we get in total. We're looking for around 5,000 for a backpack. Didn't mean to sell that one. Just buy it back. Alright, so after selling all their weapons and gear, we have 5,700. But just from that little experience, we already made it as much as we made mining for an entire day. So that goes to show just how little you get from mining. Alright, so our next goal is to buy a backpack. To do that, you have to head down to Squin, because they're the only place nearby that has a shop for backpacks. There might be one up at Stack, but I don't remember. I know for sure there's one at Squin though, so let's head there. It doesn't take very long to get from the hub to Squin at all. I'd expect a few hours at most, or a minute maybe, in real life time that is. The border zone is really good for those two cities. And because there's not very many dangerous threats. What you have to be watching out for most, especially early on, is dust bandits. those guys can and will just kill you. One thing of note, do not have anything illegal when you're coming through Squin. These guys often talk to you and check your bags. But if that does happen, if you have more than one character, you can just talk to the person who doesn't have illegal stuff to them, and you should be okay. So the shops are closed at the moment. I don't really need to get healed up. I got food on me. I think I'm just going to run back and forth and try to get my athletics up. Shops usually open up about 6 o'clock. So half or a quarter of a day of running. Let's see how far we go. Alright, whole night of running done. We got our speed up by 1 more mile per hour, which is good. The next breakpoint is in the 20s, so we still got quite a ways to go. Let's check out their backpacks. So yeah, a large backpack is 3,000 cats, which is very expensive. This is a modded backpack, don't worry about it. So what you kind of want to look for at first would be a thief's backpack, absolute best case scenario. But a large backpack we can deal with. Just gotta remember to take it off. It'll be good training though. So to get our strength up, not by mining, we need to fill up our backpack with very heavy stuff. And to find someone to carry. So I think the best place to do that would be back at the hub, but let's go mine some more iron. And hopefully some more starving bandits decide to attack us. Well, they're not quite starving bandits, but they are bandits that can be useful to us nonetheless. These guys are slightly faster than starving bandits, so I'm glad we were able to get our run speed up a little bit further. Being at least 18 miles per hour is very useful, for sure. But we should be able to bait these guys back to the guards. Let's make sure we don't get too far ahead, otherwise they'll stop tracking us. Cause another big commotion, and we can make use of some of their bodies. Hello. Are there any guards left? That is a good question. I'm not sure if there's any guards left. There is some for the bar, though. That's good. Nice. He got wrecked. So, obviously, we'll sell his stuff, but we actually want to pick up his body. Oh, he's got a little bit of a bounty, so we can turn him in after we're done. So we want all his heavy stuff. Reducing your athletics effect is a trap. Do not do that. So really good ways to find heavy stuff is starving bandits with other clubs and just mining iron. Mining iron will do it for you too. So let's go mine some more. See how long it takes us to fill up our inventory properly. We could also try to bait these starving bandits into the area as well. So to find the one who is in charge, you want to do the one that says patrolling. And if you try to attack that guy, the rest will follow. Because we're carrying so much, we're running a bit slow. So let's use our tactics. Press R. Run, run, run. Oh. R, run. As soon as they start swinging, that's when we want to start running. Oh, didn't dodge quick enough. Let's try to get inside here. We should find some help here, I think. With these guards. Yeah, good. And that should be a good amount of safety, or safety, a good amount of cats for us. We actually got a punch in as well. Let's go. We're gonna swing very slow at the start. But taking a little bit of damage here is actually good for us. Going down even is okay, because we should get healed up, I think. Hopefully. Oh no. That is the issue with fighting dust bandits is sometimes you just end up dying because they have bleed weapons which really frick you over. Let's see if we like actually die here or if someone heals us up though. All right, a good Samaritan came to help out. It's all based on luck, so I don't recommend, well, testing your luck. But luckily, we don't have to use one of our few resets on this one. Thank God. We are going to be out for quite a while, though. With negative 51, we took a lot of bleed damage before anybody came to help. All right, thank God. After nearly an entire day, possibly actually an entire day, we are finally back up. Let's go grab these guys' loot and then pick up their body, because that's going to be used in our strength training. And this provides a little bit of bonus to our martial arts, so we will use that. And let's rest up before we get into danger once more. Thank God that Samaritan helped us out. All right, now that we're healed up, let's pick up their body and let's get back to what we were doing before we got fricked up. Let's go mining a little bit. Try to get a bunch of iron, or maybe if Starving Bandits stop by. Oh, this was the guy who helped us, right? Will's up? Let's go see him. See what's up with him. Hello there. How can I help you? I have a very vague memory of you coming by to patch me up while I was on the ground bleeding in front of the bar. That was me. Well, I wanted to say thank you, and most likely I'm going to need a hand like that again. Would you be willing to join me? I do have a friend in town. I'd feel bad leaving them with nothing. If you could spare a fair few cats, I could join you and help you out, but otherwise I think not. I have 6,000 cats. If that's enough, I'd love to have you by my side. That'd feed them for a good while. I'll stick with you then. We can come up with a better name than Will's app, though. Let me think. I like the name Ivy, so let's go for that. And they look good enough already, so I think we're all good. They will be a Dex user at the very least. They'll use their katana for now. Oh, and looks like they're good at medic as well. So we get them set up on that. So, important note. What you want to do is select everybody and then put them on this. With like 2 people running together, that makes them run at the same speed, which is important. We're still going to do the same thing. Go get a bunch of iron, get a rune strength up though. Alright, we're just about ready to get started. So the maximum strength XP you can get... Oh, to open up that menu, by the way, you just click this little arrow above your martial arts. Or above whatever weapon. Your weapon will show up here. And the max strength XP you can get while running is 50%. So, we pick up all this. Oh, we're close, but we're not quite there. But as you can see, by carrying somebody, it gets doubled. So you always want to be carrying somebody without a doubt. All right, now that we are at 50%, all we have to do... Ooh, there's fighting going on. Oh, some wolves. Okay, we can sell their goods as well. All we have to do is run around and our strength will slowly go up. It's a pretty efficient way to get your strength up. It doesn't work as well the higher you get, but I mean, it's better than fighting. Fighting doesn't give you much in terms of strength at all. But as you can see, it doesn't mean fighting is useless, as I'll show you in a bit. Wow, the dogs really picked up this area, that's for sure. But these weapons tend to weigh a fair bit. Like this weighs 6 pounds, whereas this weighs 9. Getting a bunch of these is just as good as getting iron. But yeah, if we didn't have a better way to make money or a better way to get our strength up, this is a very good method. In vanilla, it's probably the best method to do it. With my mod pack, mining might be a little bit better. But next up, since we have a new friend, I think we should go get our dexterity up. There's a few ways of doing this, some more dangerous than others. We are going to take one of the more dangerous paths. We're going to need a little bit of money and to move fast. Looks like some infighting is going on. That's always fun to see. We're just going to leave that alone. Oof, his leg got destroyed, but hey, I'm poor. I'm not going to help you out, buddy. Sorry. Just buy my iron, and we'll buy a little bit of food off you. In vanilla, dried meat is the best bang for your buck. But I have a mod which rebalances the nutrients of the food and price of food to make it a little bit more fair. Let's head out. We're heading down to Vein, which has things called beak things. Beak things are quite evil, quite strong, but also they make for good practice. Hopefully we don't run across any more dust bandits on our travels here. Oh no. Okay, these guys are not as fast as us. That is good. Wolves are super dangerous early and will fuck you up. That's a high village. That is where we're going. So whatever you do, stay inside the high village. Because dear God, big things are fast. They will kill you. But we're looking for a big thing that's already downed. There's also a copper resource we can mine here for a little bit more strength and a little bit more money as well. Copper pays better than iron does. Oh, hello, big thing. But that's exactly what we're waiting for. Let's make sure we get enough medkits on us. Go to the trader. Kind of dangerous passing this close to a big thing, but being inside, big things won't get you. Alright, now we just wait for them to take out the big thing. And then it will become ours. So you don't want it to bleed to death. Let's go first aid it and have someone pick it up. Let's have a rune pick it up. And then we first aid it. That way, if it does become unconscious or conscious again, it doesn't kill us. So you don't loot the big thing, because that will just kill it. You want it alive. This will also get your meds up, your first aid up, which isn't that important, but it's nice. See, it's already conscious again, so definitely don't put it down. You want to carry this wherever you go. The idea is that we need to go find a bed. Maybe the robotics place that usually has the bats. Yeah, I think so. Let's go over there. As you can see, it's kind of glitchy. You definitely aren't supposed to be carrying around these guys. Yeah, 200 cats for what we're about to do is a good price. So, you wait for it to be conscious, you save, or it might just work if you just load it again, and reload. Yeah, it's standing now. And we can just punch it, I believe. Perfect, and it doesn't attack back. And that is one way to get your dexterity up. And it'll heal up as it's on the bed. It's kind of cheesy. I mean, it's very cheesy, but I mean, it works, right? So let's get both of our guys' dexterity up. Once it's down, we first aid it, and we give it a little while to heal up. I set these guys both to just use martial arts because their katana was making the big thing bleed out a lot. So it's a little bit better this way, just a little bit. It does hurt their legs and arms, but that just improves their toughness a little bit. I'll show you a better way to improve toughness later, though. This is mostly for dexterity. For some reason, this guard started fighting it, so let's make sure we beat it up before if we lose the chance. Alright, now we can first aid it. Hopefully this guard decides to leave. Alright, he's not leaving, so let's move it somewhere else. Oh, actually he left after we picked it up. Just make sure no one stands there. It's a funny time for a whole freaking group to pass by. Okay. Now let's put him in the bed. Right, remember, don't loot him, whatever you do. And whenever you put them back in the bed, you have to reload. So let's do this again. This isn't exactly how I want to play this playthrough, so let's loot him up. And let me show you how to get your toughness up. The next part of our journey takes us down to Skinner's Realm, and you'll soon see why. Okay, we hope not to run into any big things on our way out of here, because they will just kill us. Oh, we probably should heal up our legs and arms in the hut before we go. All the way down there. Alright, not too bad of a journey. Let's get Ivy. This improves your martial arts a little bit. I guess it's better than nothing. Alright, to Skinner's Realm we go. We're looking for a very large group of starving bandits. This is not a safe path, so be ready to dodge and weave if you come across any people, that's for sure. Well, speaking of, let's get going. Already got people to dodge and weave. Wait till they're close, hit R, then move quick. The extremely cheesy way of doing it is this. You just hold R and right click at the same time. And whenever they get close, they will just attack. But it is fairly cheesy. I like just pressing R instead. Feels a little less cheesy to me. Wait for them to get close. Yeah, see? Whenever they get close, they'll go into their attack animation as long as you're holding R. But that's basically like infinite glitch. And I don't like infinite glitches very much. I like glitches that require a little bit of practice and a little bit of skill to use. Like just pressing R. And it's not really a glitch, because you can do it by right-clicking and attacking them as well. So this is a perfect situation. Press R, then move. Better timing, and more fun in my opinion. Since we're Greenlanders, the Holy Mines won't attack us, but if you're Shacks, Skeletons, Scorchland, if you're not Greenlanders, they will attack you. I was going to list out all the things, but then I realized, right, if you're not Greenlander, that's all I really needed to say. But the Holy Mines aren't what we're looking for. Now we're just playing a waiting game, running around looking for the starving bandits. We're looking for a really big group. The bigger the better. I do recommend staying away from this part because Shem does have big things. And big things will just kill you, so... Oh, what are these? Oh, bulls? Don't mess with bulls either. They won't mess with you though. Alright, that's what we're looking for. So you want to click through these guys until you find the one that says patrolling. Usually it'd be a hungry bandit leader. If you attack that guy, they'll all attack. I think I described before. Sometimes there'll be more than one in very large groups like this. Yeah, there is. But you want to find the one that says goal patrolling. That's the one you're looking for. And again, these guys usually just have blunt weapons. But we're going to keep Ivy hidden away over here just in case everyone gets a little too hacked up. We'll keep him on passive, hide him away. We want everyone to go down here. Doesn't matter if they get a couple punches off, but one of them does have a non-blunt weapon, so that can be trouble. Oh, right. Hide your food. I almost forgot to do that. And hide your IVs. Sadly, everyone's not going to get back up. What you want is to play dead near them. And then get up, because while you're doing that, you get a ton of toughness XP. Like, we're up to 9 now, but let's see how much more we can get if we go out there again. This is a good way to increase your stealth as well. Just follow behind a large group. As long as you're hidden, your stealth just climbs up quickly. Let's see where we're at. Where is it? Thievery stealth. 16. Look at it go. It goes up so fast. As long as you're moving near them. Alright, they're finally awake, so let's put them down. And we want them to get hit in the chest just once. With somebody who has a blunt weapon would be most optimal. You have really good stealth, so you can stay nearby. But this helps practice our dodge as well, so I like that. As long as nobody with a sharp weapon is swinging at us, we should be okay. Let's go. I'm getting our dodge way high. Up to 14 already. And toughness up to 14 as well. Not bad. Kicking butts. Already significantly better than when we started. Just 7 days later. Dodging a weaving like it's nothing. Again, so long as the person without the cutting weapon is attacking us, we're okay. Alright, so once we become conscious again, we want to stand up. Oh. Back off. Always keep your feet off you. Oh no. No, no, no. You don't fight. Okay, I guess if it's just one, it's fine. But as soon as you're... Oh, we're in a recovery coma. But the basic thing is, as soon as you're out of recovery coma, you just stand up. You should be okay. Let's take out this guy and maybe we should buy a sleeping bag before we really get started on that. Ivy's got this, I think. There you go. But, I mean, even without the absolute optimal way, we're already up to 16 toughness. And that does improve our dex and our dodge by quite a bit as well. So I can't complain, that's for sure. We might not have enough for a sleeping bag. I'm pretty sure they cost 5,000 cats, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, they don't even have one for sale anyway, though. But this is a good area to rest up in between bouts. Only problem is it costs 200 cats, which is a bit expensive. Alright, let's see if we can go get that done again. Hopefully. Alright, we're officially at 20 miles per hour, so that means we can outspeed most of the dangers in the border zone, as well as within Skinner's realm itself. Alright, we found ourselves a little bit of an opportunity. So, bone dogs are really strong in combat, but they're also really slow. That means whenever you come across one of their nests, which you'll be able to recognize by the little paw on the map, you should often be able to grab their stuff and get the hell out of there without a trouble. So that's a free 900 cats, more or less. Actually, we'll keep that weapon, but free ninja blade for us. Let's get out of here. On a very rare occasion, you'll come across gorillas, but same thing with bone dogs. They will just totally destroy you in a fight, but they're slow at 16 miles per hour, so as long as you're faster than them, you can just run away. Alright, there we go. We found another large group of them. Oh, I think it actually might be the same group as before. Possibly. But anyway, we know the drill. Let's have Ivy sneak and Arun get your butt kicked. To avoid getting the sharp guy attacking us first, we're going to walk up like so. And attack somebody who doesn't have a sharp weapon. Like you. You're on passive, good. And we're hoping just to barely become unconscious. That should help a lot. This does help our toughness, either way though. Oh, shit. So, I guess Ivy got attacked, and the gorilla decided to show up. Let's get some space in between us and the gorilla. Because he will just rampage through all of those starving bandits like nothing. And frick us up as well. Interesting development. Oh, it's a sharp weapon, dude. We don't want him attacking us first. Let's go like this. Make him in the back, and then try to attack. And you just hide. There, get a dodge up even more. Ah, frick. The sharp weapon dude still after us. Okay, we'll try to keep him away. There we go. So we're going to be unconscious for only 20 seconds this time, which means there's a good chance we'll be able to stand up before they're fully away. Like... So, we're about to become unconscious. We're at... toughness 20. And what we want to do, as soon as we wake up, is right-click on one of these guys. Attack them. Like so. And that got us up all the way to 28. It's complete madness. And that is how you get your toughness up. But again, that's not really the playstyle we're going through. That's more for a tutorial. Now let's get our ass out of this extremely dangerous area. They're still fighting the gorilla. good distraction for us at least. But yeah, no thanks. I'll pass on that fun. We can try to run. You can't pick them up, right? Because your arm? Yeah. Your leg is screwed. Of all the things to get hit, that is the worst. Without a doubt. Broken arm and a broken leg together. Absolutely worst case scenario here. But we can just try to sneak our way out of here. The bulls will leave us alone. Bye, Gorilla. I hope you enjoyed your meal. And 0 stealth because of our injuries. Oh boy. There's no point sneaking then. We just gotta make it back to the way station. We can get healed up there and be okay. But yeah, after all of that, we're up to the basically 30 range, which is way stronger than you should be after the first week. At least if you're playing without those glitches. They're not all glitches, but without those tactics. Oh, frick. I did not notice. Pass these over to everyone so they can put them in their backpack. Like so. Alright, again, our goal is to have the guy without the frickin', oh frick. Without the sharp weapon attacking us, but we're not getting so lucky. Okay, I guess we just gotta fight. Oh, good block. It's just the guy with the cutting weapon that can really screw us over here. As long as it's blunt weapons, you'll heal up eventually, but cutting weapons are a different story. As we learned earlier. Okay. Oh, nice. They actually got back up. This is a perfect scenario, unironically. Okay, they're playing dead. They're unconscious. So if we just have you do this, this will get your toughness up a ton. And same with IVs. Although there is a problem with this idea, because they have a cutting weapon. So that'll be the only time we do that. But that got them both their toughness up a little bit more. So there you go. One last play before we go. Let's not do that again if we can help it. Right, yeah, I can agree to that. Alright, and we finally made it to safety. And I think that is where I'm going to call this first episode. So, thank you very much for stopping by, and I hope you enjoyed the journey. We have a lot more to do in the second part, that's for sure. But for now, let's just get rested up.